Good morning, everybody! As she remembers to unmute herself before she goes through the entire good morning this time. Alright, let's see who I am saying good morning or good afternoon to today. So there is a good morning to Rhetorical. Good morning to Numbed Skull and Magnus. A good afternoon to Laura Bones. Welcome back. A good morning to Viking Sandwich Wench and Green Badger. And as we scroll down, I'm saying good morning to Ghost Dog and a good afternoon to Mariel Bell. So that is who I see in my chat this morning. Ronan got taken back to the terminal on Monday in hopes that he would get back on the road, but then his co-driver decided to put the truck in for a 6-month checkup. It's a 6-month checkup and replace a bumper from where they hit the deer, so he didn't leave out until Tuesday, and I felt like crap yesterday, so I'm sort of starting the week on a Wednesday. Please forgive me. As long as I am in this house, my health is going to be iffy, and there will be some days that I just cannot breathe. So I'm trying to work around those particular problems. Last week and over the weekend, there has been a bit of a buzz that has spilled over to the beginning of this week, which is the memo, the FISA memo, and then the subsequent Democratic memos that the Democrats are releasing. I am going to see what kind of research I can drudge up, what kind of information I can find. I've already got the FISA letter in my possession. I am going to see what I can do about finding the Democrat response letters and do the other research that I need to do. So Friday's Coffee Talk at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be about the FISA memo, everything behind it, and hopefully by Friday they will have released the Democrat responses. And I'm hoping to have a panel of 3 people with me, so there will probably be a total of 4 of us come Friday to do the Coffee Talk. So it's not going to be geeky, but it will probably be interesting, so we can finally, comb through this letter, see what it is they're actually trying to say, cut through all the politicalese, as we like to say, because we like to translate from political to English because it makes things so much easier to understand. Let's see here. We have from the Department of State. What about Schiff falling for a prank call? Oh my God. I have something worse. And that's going to be the first story. President Juan Monsantos and FM Holkeen of welcomed Secretary Tillerson to Bogota yesterday to discuss the U.S.-Colombia partnership to address the surge in coca cultivation and cocaine production, the peace accord, and the growing number of migrants from Venezuela. So that is the first tweet coming out of the government. For those of you that are new to the live chat, I do follow several government agencies on Twitter, and they have their own list. Cut through the bullshit. Yes, we cut through the bullshit. Alright, the second one is from the Department of Defense. A little video and stuff as to what do aircraft maintainers do. That is in regards to the Air Force and other mechanics from the other divisions of the other branches of the military that we have in our fair country. Because, we have to get all that stuff done and over with and taken care of. So, let me see, Viking Wench. The Dems will just blame the Russians again. Yeah, they love they just pointing their fingers at the Russians. At this point, the Russians have become Charlie Brown. They get blamed for everything, whether they actually did it or not. Which is sort of sad and comical, seeing the Democrats just trip over themselves. Because let's face it, by now, anybody that was rational, and I'm not saying the Democrats are rational, but anybody that was rational would have realized that if you start digging, and you start kind of uncovering more shit that doesn't make you look good, you kind of stop digging. Morning, G. Bronner. Because you never know how much you're going to stink by the time everything is said and done with. But, Dems do as they must. They do as they will. They stick their foot in their mouth constantly and then, try and blame it on Trump when everybody else has gotten wise to the game, so to speak. But they're going to keep doing what they do because, well, they're Dems and they're stupid. So, the Dems are trying to restart the Cold War with Russia. It does look that way. It does most certainly look that way. Because when you keep blaming, you're poking the bear. I wouldn't poke the bear. I wouldn't poke the bear at all. But speaking of poking the bear, let's get on with the news, shall we?
We're tracking a winter storm here in the eastern half of the country. It will be bringing with it some heavy snow and some ice. Unfortunately, having some big impacts on traveling around the region here today. And then the southwest will have some fire weather concerns out near Los Angeles. Well, we still have some winter weather advisories across parts of the middle Mississippi Valley, but starting to end around midday in the Ohio Valley. And then, as you can see, winter storm warnings all the way up into the northern New England states. Again, heavy snow within these areas and some icing. We'll start off with the snowfall. Anywhere you see the pinks and purples, that's generally around 6 to 10 inches of snow. We may have some isolated 12-inch tallies within these spots, even some snow as you get along the coast, a little bit closer to the coastline. But there is also going to be some icing, and some spots here could see up to a couple of tenths of an inch, maybe even up to a quarter of an inch. So big travel impacts. Don't be surprised if we have some power outages as the ice weights down the tree limbs and potentially even brings down some of those tree limbs on power lines. On the southern side of that, we're actually going to be dealing with some rain and possibly even some thunder. So again, it doesn't look like a terrible amount of thunder potential today, but definitely watching the thunder chance and some heavy rain chances still kind of staying with us. As we head into the Midwest, another snowy swath developing from about the Dakotas into the Great Lakes region. Chicago may be seeing another 3 to 6 inches of snow by the end of the weekend, or at least into the weekend. And then as we head back to the west, you can see some winter storm watches posted back across Montana, and that's where we're going to have another surge of heavy snowfall. So again, within some of the same areas that have had some heavy snow, picking up more. Now down to the south, as I mentioned, some heavy rainfall, maybe some 1 to 2 plus inch tallies there. And then fire weather concerns remain elevated today in southwestern California, even some red flag warnings just northwest of Los Angeles. Now the central part of the country, in the wake of that winter storm, quite chilly. In fact, today in Texas, we're about 20 degrees below average.
Hello, Alfred, Keith, and Fuckwad, who came in during the winter report. If you guys want to keep up with the weather during the day, which is every once in a while what I do, and you guys are on YouTube a lot, please check them out. As always, that link is in the description. Let's see here. First story today. Yes, it's a Russian story, and we are going to dive right into it, because why not? Alright, Russian hackers exploit U.S. weaknesses, and when you realize what they've done, you're going to all collectively facepalm. This report comes from results of an investigation in 2015. The National Security Agency says Russian-backed hackers robbed the U.S. of cyber secrets from them. This is from a contractor who placed information on his home computer. That was from an October report out of Reuters. Now we fast forward to today. Using phishing schemes, Russian cyber spies are at it again. This time they are going after military... Well, let me see here. Alright, this is from... They're going after military drone information as well as other sensitive U.S. DoD technology, but these reports were not because they successfully phished information from government officials, but key contract workers. What has been stolen is not known. But what is clear is that the weaknesses in U.S. cybersecurity is a lack of training on protocol with the contract workers, which includes poorly protected email and the lack of direct notification to the victims. Fancy Bear, well-known Russian hackers, targeted at least 87 people who were working on militarized drones, missiles, rockets, stealth fighter jets, cloud computing platforms, or other activities with sensitive information. Among these targeted were employees that work for small companies as well as companies like Lockheed Martin Corp., Boeing Company, General Atomics, and other big companies with government contracts. The AP was able to identify defense and security targets from approximately 19,000 lines of phishing data made by hackers. SecureWorks, a U.S.-based cybersecurity company, has identified the hacker group as Iron Twilight. Out of the many people working on classified projects, around 40% of the employees clicked on the phishing links. Yeah. that happened. Morning, Neilk. So, yeah, so, that happened. And see, here comes my 2 cents on this. If you are an outside contractor working on a government contract and you haven't had the sense to realize by now that clicking on an email that you do not recognize isn't wise, you're dumb. I mean, why are you going to click on a link in an email when you're not sure where the email has come from? Why are you going to even open an email from somebody that you don't know where it has come from to begin with? Especially if you're working on intel sensitive, classified, and top secret projects. What a fucking name, Iron Twilight. I know, Ghost Dog, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just shows the stupidity of these contractors. So you're saying they need smarter people in these jobs. As somebody just hit me with that damn... yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Or at least if you're going to hire them to do the contract work them through some sort of orientation system to go, these are the emails you click on and these are the emails you delete. Don't click on anything you don't know, can't identify, or not familiar with. Such can cause a breach in the security. I mean, come on. It's common sense. Oh my gosh. I mean, really. It's common fucking sense. I guess common sense is really dead. Holy smokes. Alright, next story. I'm running off one screen, so it's a little bit delayed. They should call it Iron Homo. Let me see here. G. Bronner, no matter what the circumstances is why they are opening any of this stuff first day on the internet. No kidding, right? No fucking kidding. Magnus Deegan, they should call it Iron Homo. Mariel Bell, I wouldn't be surprised if the email ended with .ru. Yeah. Neil, having worked at a place that did projects such as these, the classified systems are 100% isolated from any sort of email access. Well, these guys got email access apparently. So I don't know. I have got no clue. All right, next story. Pence says more North Korea sanctions on the way. The quote, toughest and most aggressive economic sanctions will be levied on North Korea in the coming days, Vice President Pence declared. This will boost pressure on the country during the Winter Olympics. Pence is set to lead the delegation at the opening ceremonies on Friday, but made this statement on Wednesday in Tokyo after meetings with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. The quote is as follows. The United States will soon unveil the toughest and most aggressive round of economic sanctions on North Korea ever, and we will continue to isolate North Korea until it abandons its nuclear and ballistic missile programs once and for all. Good luck with that. Though no details of the sanctions have been released, they are going to be levied before the end of the games. Pence's goal is to make sure North Korea's human rights abuses are not pushed to the side in light of the fact South and North Korea are talking. For now, the Winter Olympics have brought a tentative peace to the peninsula. I've said this before on previous streams, and I can't help but say it again. Sanctions don't help when you're sanctioning a madman, because he's going to continue doing this at the cost of his people. Period. He has already shown it before. I don't think he's going to change his mind. I don't think it is going to get any better over there. He wants to be considered, he literally said, and I mean literally said, his delegate at the UN, there we go. His delegate at the UN literally said that they want to be recognized as a nuclear power. All right? The problem with this is they have already broken laws and sanctions, so there's no way any of the countries... Where's my wrench? I'll rotate those out, sweetheart. Hang on. Let's see here. Where's my wrench? I quit. I rotate the wrenches in and out. At the beginning of each stream, I kind of take the wrenches from everybody except for the patrons. And then I kind of spread the love elsewhere. That way everybody has a chance to have a wrench. And so goes my madness. Alright, so here we go. You can't sanction a madman because he's never going to see stuff. The lad could give a yeah, the left could get... Yeah, I mean, it's just... The more sanctions you put on North Korea and that particular regime, the more he's just going to punish his people. It's not going to get any better. I'm a patriot of the USA. It's not going to get any better at all, period. It doesn't matter what you put on him, how many sanctions you put on him, what you levy on him. It's not going to get any better because he doesn't give a shit about his people. He is so hell-bent on getting these nukes off the ground and shot in our direction and Japan's direction that it doesn't matter if half to 3/4 of his country dies off at this point, I don't think. He's not going to stop until he accomplishes his goal. Sanctions don't work. They don't. And yep, that's the Streamlabs link floating around. As an aside, while I am getting the next story ready, for those of you that do not know, the transmission went in the SUV. It's going to cost $2,950 to rebuild. Before you say I am better off buying a new car, we have only had this car a little under a year. So we have to get it fixed because we're still making payments on it. 6.4 quake in Taiwan claims 6. An earthquake with 6.4 magnitude shook the coastal city of Hualien, a popular tourist city in Taiwan, leaving 6 deaths, 258 injuries, and approximately 60 missing. The quake also collapsed 4 buildings. Many of the people still missing are believed to be in the buildings. Aftershocks measuring up to 5.0 in magnitude are expected to hit the island within the next 2 weeks. The city of Hualien is home to approximately 100,000 people, leaving 40,000 without water and an estimated 1,900 people without power. Did Japan continue his favorite hentai? Makes you wonder, huh? Viking wench. He's an evil little midget, Asian midget. Someone should convince Kim Jong-un to investigate Hillary. That will take care of him. Oh my god. Oh my god. That would be horrendous. It'd be funny. It would be funny. But he's too busy, sharing jabs and lobbing names in the president's direction, and the president is doing the same. So the two of them are probably still having, because I haven't, I don't have concrete proof, but the problem is those two are probably still having a pissing contest. Let's see. Someone should... My dad's car is dumping water and oil, and I have to drive him to cancer doctor's appointments. Oh, shit. Hey, don't do that to the Nuggets. Dude. Why'd you time him out? Ouch. I'm sorry about your... Morning, Joe Grace. Sorry about that, La Nuggets. The sandwich wench is mad with power. I'm sorry to hear about your dad and his cancer appointments. I hope he gets better, and I hope he makes a full recovery. So, the last story is a little bit of a happy story. Elon Musk and the car that went to space. At 15:45 Eastern Standard Time yesterday, SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket lifted off successfully. The rocket sported 27 engines and 2 boosters, which landed simultaneously back on the pods at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This launch signifies a huge step forward for Elon Musk and his company. At last update, the rocket is headed toward the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, I believe. It also had like a mislanding somewhere. I believe Mariel, if he's still in the live chat, could probably fill you in and kind of correct me. Welcome back, fuckwad. Welcome back. Welcome back, La Nuggets. So, morning, Panina. I see you sneaking in there. Alright, let's see here. So, they're recreating the opening of Heavy Metal. What I liked was the fact that when they showed the Tesla car, because I actually saw the live stream, they showed the Tesla car, And on a little bitty screen on the Tesla car, they had a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy because it literally said, "Don't panic," which I thought was great. Let me see here. Neilk. I saw that. The boosters landing at the exact same time was cool. Too bad the core failed to land on the drone boat. But that was the first time they tried to land that core. Okay, that's it. I knew there was a failure to land somewhere. Yeah. The whole thing was really cool to see. The shit looked like something out of science fiction. They should have launched a forward prefect. I'm going to be keeping my eye on that because I find this interesting. And the rocket that they used kind of looks space age. It kind of looks sci-fi-ish. Like, way cooler than our space shuttles. Because, I mean, come on, look at the picture. Is that not cool looking or what? Let me see if I can come over here and make this a little bit bigger so you guys can get a really good big picture of it. There you go. There's the picture. Does that not look cool? I'm sorry, but I think that looks cool. I think that looks really fucking cool. Pooing out. So, there is that. Capitalism versus government organization. Exactly. You can actually advance science and science technologies if the government would just step out of the way and let people do their thing. Because Elon Musk is really advancing this. And it gives us hope that we can actually one day, leave the Earth and have successful flights to Mars and possibly beyond. Alright, talk to you later, Nuggets. The car also had a copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and a towel. And a towel! I missed the towel! Crap! And it's cheaper than NASA rockets. It is. It is. It is. Alright, so. Let me see if I can get this started here.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
To boldly go and to boldly laugh, because the first recommended video of the morning is from our very own Mitch the Ripper, who likes to haunt my Discord every now and again. He hates waking up, absolutely hates mornings. Morning, Jay Willie. But this is the first in his Socially Awkward Steve series, and it is absolutely freaking hilarious. You guys need to subscribe to his channel. These videos are awesome. This is the first one. It's only 2 minutes and 21 seconds long, but it is funny. It is absolutely freaking funny. Take a nerd, make him a little more awkward than he normally is, and you have... I can't really explain Socially Awkward Steve. I really can't. You just have to watch the video. Let me see here. Next one. Neilk has apocalypse scenarios, technological and cultural singularity. He goes through all sorts of apocalypse scenarios. He does it in a very interesting way. And, yep, that's a cat. So check out Neilk. And if you like his video, he just started doing this stuff. I see that emoticon, Neilk. I see it. Go there, watch the video. It's very interesting. If you like the video, subscribe and hit that bell just in case if you want to get, notified of the next time he uploads something. Next one, Twoon. Twoon, not Tune. And the reason I'm highlighting him is because our dear Twoon has been struck with 2 strikes. He can't load videos to his main channel. So he is uploading videos to a secondary channel, and the video is Susan Wojcicki is trying to take down my anti-SJW channel. So he's trying to bring attention to the fact that there's 2 strikes on here, one for a particular reason and one no reason given. So please, check out this video, give him some support, share this around if you can, to see if we can get his status reinstated. And last but not least, your boy Pat. Formula One band's Grid Girls social media ish 23. He is going into the fact that the Grid Girls are lashing back at the fact that the feminists have bitched so much that Formula One racing has literally gotten rid of the Grid Girls. I'll let that sink in. Yep, Tune now too, Jeep Runner. Twoon now too. Uh-huh. Yep, they're getting everybody apparently. Feminists don't even... I know, they don't even watch racing, but they're gonna sit there and bitch about it. Sorry, Joe, but if that's your idea of shit posting, I'm going to do something here. Blip. There you are. If you're gonna be a shit poster, post something other than, descriptions of somebody taking a dump. So, your boy Pat goes into the story and then he adds his 2 cents. So this is a pretty good video. I watched it till the very end. It's Pat. He always puts his own personal spin on things. But he does make some good points along the way. Alfred Keith, the grid girls are being replaced with grid kids for reasons. Yeah. I think I saw something about grid kids. That's dumb. They don't mind the trans children, though. Nope, obviously not. Obviously effing not.
I'm telling you guys, it's wrong. It's wrong! It's wrong!
And for our dramatic reading of the day, as soon as I tell the Chicago Tribune to kiss off. Alright, here we go. One dramatic reading. They are taking women's jobs, so how is this helping women? It's not helping women. We know it's not helping women. Lady Doritos that don't crunch. A brief mansplanation. That's our cancer today. Alright, here we go. For too long, women around the globe have struggled under the yoke of noisy, messy snack foods. Chips crunch, Doritos crumble in mouth with explosive volume. Cheetos leave the kind of powdery finger residue only hard-working, indomitable men can tolerate. But at last, the gender alert officials at PepsiCo, parent company of snack maker Frito-Lay, have recognized the struggle and moved to make life better for women everywhere with the lady-friendly chips. These kinder, gentler Doritos will have less audible crunch and won't leave as much luscious and all-natural Cool Ranch powder on the dainty fingers of she snackers. PepsiCo CEO Indra Nooyi told the Freakonomics radio, as you watch a lot of the young guys eat the chips, they love their Doritos and they lick their fingers with great glee. And when they reach the bottom of the bag, they pour the little broken pieces into their mouth because they don't want to lose the taste of the flavour and the broken chips at the bottom. Women, I think, would love to do the same, but they don't. I do. Fuck that. I ain't wasting any chips. I will upend that bag. They don't like to crunch too loudly in public. I don't give a shit about crunching anywhere in public. Give me a chip, I'll eat it. And they don't lick their fingers generously, and they don't like to pour the little broken pieces of the flavour into their mouth. I do. Of course, I'm a tomboy. Maybe I'm the exception to the rule. Who knows? It's the well-established rule of etiquette that a proper lady never pours the flavour into her mouth. Fuck that shit. I am not a proper lady. But in the modern era, is it fair that a woman should do without delicious flavour-dusted Cornish chips simply because the consumption volume would shatter the feminine mystique? The hell? Of course not. This is a new age, and companies like Frito-Lay are embracing the feminist motto, we're here, we're strong, and we are mentally stunted. No, wait a minute, that's not what we said. Oh, we're here, we're strong, and we have 2 brain cells left. No, that's not right either. We're here, we're strong, and we have our heads firmly up our asses. I can't seem to read this part of the script correctly. We're here, we're strong, and we hope nobody notices it when we're eating chips. I think I got it that time. As news of these new gender-appropriate chips spread Monday, some women mocked Frito-Lay on Twitter, claiming the concept is sexist and out of touch. Has anyone at Doritos ever met a lady? Hey girl, you'd be a lot prettier if you smiled more and crunched less. 1917 called and they want their Doritos back. Oh no. It's a simple misunderstanding on their part. Allow me to mansplain why quieter chips for women are an sensible idea. We're mansplaining now, so let me get my man voice in here. It's a simple misunderstanding on their part. Allow me to mansplain why quieter chips for women are a sensible idea. Damn it. Going back to the earliest days of human history, men have sought food that makes a loud crunching sound when eaten. It is an innate way of letting other humans know you have found food and are thus a successful provider and a virile manly man. Archaeologists have found evidence of cavemen freezing woolly mammoth meat before eating it so it would crunch and crack, making the people in the neighboring caves envious. They also found evidence that women would take their frozen mammoth meat to a corner of the cave and attempt to eat it quietly, presumably so nearby men wouldn't hear them and come over to explain something obvious. I need a citation for that. As time went on, this dynamic continued, with men displaying their prowess by eating noisily and slurping their fingers and burping, while women nibbled soft foods and wished they were elsewhere. In the early days of America, the Founding Fathers briefly considering adding a constitutional amendment that made it illegal for women to eat apples, but that was rendered unnecessary by the invention of applesauce. Fast forward to the present day, we still have most men gleefully crunching Cheetos while licking their fingers with loud, slobbery tongue laps. I do my level best to amplify each meal, often consuming chicken bones or sprinkling small crunchy pebbles in my otherwise silent soup. Sorry, ladies, I'm taken. Morning, Amanda. But as an ally to women, I've always felt bad that they are unable to enjoy crunchy snacks. Granted, I don't want to hear them eating those snacks, that would be awful. But I do want them to have a chance to enjoy the rich flavour profile of a jacked 3D bacon cheddar ranch Dorito. So kudos to Frito-Lay for seeking out ways to deliver soggy chips to women who wish to be seen but not heard eating snacks that have less flavour than man food. And hopefully farmers and food manufacturers will get to work making a few other items accessible to women. I suggest the following: soft peanut brittle for ladies, crunch-free she-carrots, Captain Ethno Crunch cereal, and Pringles in a jar of water. If female readers need me to explain this issue in greater detail, just follow the inevitable sound of robust chip crunching and fearless manful finger licking. If you roll your eyes, I'll know it's a sign of respect. Wow, that was hard. Holy smokes, that was hard. Alright, let me see. While I was dramatically reading in my best dude voice, sounds like an Onion article, came out of the Chicago Tribune, believe it or not. I'm guessing the author of this article doesn't burp, fart, or go to the toilet, as these things aren't good etiquette. It's a dude. It's a dude that wrote the article. We're strong and we're brain dead, bitch. Yeah. Let's see here. I would be happy to lick the Cool Ranch powder of your fingers for you. Oh, ooh, we're getting kanky in the chat. Ooh. Alright, that's everybody saying hello. So that is the cancer for the day. Dramatically read. That is, you guys absolutely love to laugh at me. That was my best dude voice because I can't go any lower than that. So I probably sound like some teenage kid that's, just started puberty or something. But, I'm not a dude. Yeah, it's satirical. It's satirical. If you come down here, I think it says as much. Searing satire with a soft spot. Get more of Rex Hupke's laugh out loud gags, now with more insight and heart. So yeah, it was satire, but it's funny. Yep. But sometimes it's funny to read satire, especially in an overly dramatic voice, just for the extra kick. Alright, live stream announcements, all times Eastern Standard Time. The Great Debate, Numbed Skull Monday through Friday, has those at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fuckwad, you sounded like one of those voices Dr. Random McCam uses for his puppets. Holy crap! Thanks! Tonka Saw is starting up his cartoons now on his channel for the Kumite. grab pizza, beer, or some sort of nuts and head over to Jason Brazeal's channel for Hellcats at 8 o'clock this evening. The Ghost Poo Podcast is at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and at Drunken Uncle's channel today. 9 p.m. Ranting Monkey is hosting Lords of the Night, and as soon as that's over, around 10:30-ish, Minions of the Zoo takes over with their stream. Also, please keep an eye out on Twitter for Panina. She wasn't feeling well last night, so she didn't do her Let's Play live stream last night, but I think she's aiming for doing it tonight. Also, what you are going to see, well, actually, before I leave everybody, I am going to show you guys what I have been up to, actually. So, let's see if this actually works. It's gonna look weird. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, because that's gonna be... There we are. What you're seeing is my attempt at hard coding a website. First 2 pages are already done and in the can. And this is because it's a smooshed together. Alright, so that's the first page. This is the news and commentary page. So those 2 are up. I am going to get the health page up and running as well. All the links on the first 2 pages work. So yes, now we have a centralized location for you to go and tell me what news you want me to research and possibly report on during the, during the day. What you want me to, Thank you. Oh, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Thank you, Ghost Dog. So, Panina at 9. Watch out for 9 o'clock. She's going to be doing a Let's Play tonight. So, please, if you guys would do so kindly as to bookmark that website. I am doing the health and wellness portion today. And as soon as that's done, it will be released with an announcement. I'm doing these little by little, so hopefully by Monday, I will have at least the bare bones of the website up, running, and live. And everything is centralized, which is what I have been trying to do for the longest time. So, with that said, move this over. Alright, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a wonderfully wacky Wednesday. Take care, my coffee nuts.